All right, so I went on and did a little bit of things off screen. Not very much. I just fetched the next file in line, which was, what was it called again? Which was this API depths file. And now we can see it down below. And as you can see, we have a lot of things where they use to check if the user is authenticated, like get current user and also parse token. And in all of those, they are using something called settings.jwt secret. All right. So that's the thing we need to craft our own JWTs. Now we need to find out where these settings are coming from. And as you can see here, it's this settings in core config. Now, if the developers have followed a clear scheme, which up until this point they seem to have, we can find this file if we look in app core config settings.py. So we should be able to find the secret in there. Now chances are high that this could also be a JSON file. So let's execute this and we get an error. So let's take a quick look. We have the settings. So we were looking for app core config settings, which we have tried to replicate here with the pub app core config settings.py. We can try something else. Maybe there is just this settings py and it gives us back the classes in there and we get something in the settings.py. Now that's amazing. Let's just copy this command and do the exact same thing as we did with this one before, which is to just pipe it into JQ-R and then grab out the file. And in here we can see a couple of things. We have the JWT secret, which is the API key of the OS environment. So if you remember back to last episode, we had this proc self environment over here. Let's grab this out again. And in here we had, let's actually run this in the console as well so we can have a better look at it. So let's pipe that back into JQR file. And in here we have the API key. So we found the API key. Now let's save this down here. Now we have the API key saved. Perfect. So this means we can create a JWT. So all we need to do now is generate our JWT. Now let me do a quick Google search on how to do that. So apparently we can use Python and we can use a library. I think that's pretty fitting. Seeing that we are hacking a Python API, why not use Python to hack it? It's just the irony that I like. So let's do that. Let's drop a Python shell. Let's import JWT and then save our JWT that we have here after this bearer part. Let's go and get that and let's actually save it in here. So we have our token, our JWT saved, and then we can save our key in here, and then we should be able to decode it if we know the algorithm. I forgot it, so let's maybe check with JWT.io again. Let's paste our JWT in here and we can see the algorithm is HS256. So let's get this and let's add it to the alg variable. Finished. And now we can do a quick test and just run this command as we've seen it in the guide, which is JWT decode, which is our thing that starts with A. And then we can pass the secret and the algorithms. So let's do that real quick. Let's copy paste this like a real software engineer, and then let's paste it in here. The algorithm, even though it's the same, let's just go with alg. The secret here is our key and the JWT is the JWT. And now I did a mistake. Let's actually change this one. Let's actually exit out of here because I called it JWT, but the library is already JWT, so let's just call it token. So we come back to this line after I changed it to be in the token one, and it tells me that JWT has no attribute decode. What's happening? So apparently I was missing a Python library, of course, but now it seems to work, and we can see we get the exact same thing. We get this access token. We get the one that's important is this sup12 is super user true and our GUID. Now let's try something. Maybe it's as easy as this one. Hacked, or let's call it hacked. Let's actually, let's store this token, this decoded token into a variable, and then it told us on the website, on the documentation down below, it told us that we are missing the debug key. Now the question is it caps lock? Is it lowercase? Is it camel case? What case is it using? I don't know, but we're just gonna go with what we can see here is that everything is lowercase. So let's just go with lowercase and let's set this to true. So we now set this. Now we need to do the inverse of what we did before. So we first decoded it. Now we changed it. And the last part is to re-encode it. I think it's called encode. Yeah, JWT encode. So we can pass our payload, our secret, and the algorithm, which we have the exact same as on the server. So this should work out just fine. So let's create this. Let's pass in our hacked thing that now has the debug flag in it, the key. And then again, algorithms equals alg, our algorithm. Do I have a typo? What does it expect? Okay, so it expects one algorithm, not multiple algorithm. And then we get a new token, which now has the debug flag in it. So next we go in here, we open the options page, and why can't I modify? And we add the spare token in here. Let's remove that. Let's add this and let's just add it. And I think this one is the one that we can delete. And now we should refresh the docs. We should still be logged in via the browser, not via the API itself. And if we check now, write file, let's just write something in the temp directory because everybody should have access to the temp directory. So let's temp hello world. Okay, I need to create my baking again. Base 2 base 64. Let's put it in here. Let's grab the URL safe and let's get this and back to the API docs. Let's try this out. Put this file name file. Okay, so this is actually the contents of the file, I guess. Let's do this. Success. Let's write in here hello world. Let's execute it. And I think we just overwrote the file. Now, if we go back up here to the get file in here, let's try this one out. Let's execute it and we get hello world. So fantastic. We can now write on the file system. Now, chances are high that we can just serve it somehow. But how do we serve it? If we go to the URL itself, nothing happens. So what we could try is, usually those things are stored in var www.html, and let's create a new index.html. Let's copy this. Let's go in here and let's see if we can actually create this file. We can leave the contents to hello world, and we got an unknown error. I have no idea why, hence the term unknown. So the easiest way would be if we overwrite the main py and then somehow could reload it. I have no idea how to do that, so let's not go with that way for now. The other way is that we find the W root, the web root, which isn't this one apparently, but maybe it's the home. So let's try that one, which was home HTTP app, and we have an index HTML. Let's get this. Let's go in here and let's execute it. And we got an internal server. Oh, this is the get. Okay, sorry, this is the get. Let's go to the post. We should have a hello world and it's a success. So let's just refresh in here. Do we get the index HTML? Not found. So apparently this isn't the web root. Maybe let's take a look at the main file again. So let's browse the source. This one, parse token, that's the wrong one. This is even wronger. This should be it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so apparently we need to find a way to deliver it via this endpoints, or we could be smart. Now we're the smart ones. Let's create a new file. Let's call it, but that's the problem. I need to restart it. No, I feel like if we are going to overwrite the main py file, we are gonna get a problem because we need to restart the server somehow. So let's instead overwrite another file, one of the endpoints. Maybe I haven't explained this enough, but what I'm actually trying to do is to create a reverse shell using this upload technique that we now have at our disposal. I'm just unsure how to trigger the file. So usually when you have a web app, you just upload a PHP shell and navigate to that PHP shell. But apparently, we can't just do that because I just uploaded the index HTML and we can't find it. But what we can change are possibly these files. Yeah, maybe if we just change one of the other files, it will lazy load it somehow because I can see it in here. So maybe it will lazy load the file somehow, not sure yet, but we can try that. If we can smuggle in an reverse shell into this Python script, I think we're good to go. We just need to find out how to do that in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And if you want to learn more about hacking, check out my Patreon channel over here. Bye bye.